Life hack. If you ever like need to understand something, just like talk to me.
What was that? What the fuck was that, Ugo?
Don't worry about it. Let's keep going. Anyway.
Ugo.
Today, this is something gay I want to talk about. Today, I almost cried to set up a bank account.
Been there. Do you know how credit cards work? Because I don't.
No, what is that?
I don't know. It's stressing me out because I don't have one and everyone else has one.
Oh my God, I have a month to figure out like how to set up like a fucking 401k. If no, I'm just not going to.
I don't know what that even does.
I think I'm literally just not going to. Is that a bad that's a bad idea, right?
Yeah, I think
Listeners,
you
comment
should.
below if that's a bad idea. If you aren't watching our podcast, you're not living.
Yeah, let's make the gay rats in hats.
Ooh, we got rhymes.
What if we wear?
Not the
What if we
twist.
do hats every time?
I love that. Not the
Whoa.
rowdy rough boy look.
Why is this kind of cool? Or is it not? Or is it not?
I love it. It's perfect. You look like a frat boy.
Dude, yeah. Wait, okay. Here's my fit today. It's a Margaritaville shirt
Ooh,
that I just have with leggings
amazing.
and the hat. I feel so gay today. My hair lately, yeah, it's very fuckboy.
Yeah. It's like that middle part, like your hair is very fuckboy, and I love it for you.
It's kind of like Cody Co.
Literally, you would do some good Cody Co cosplay.
For Halloween.
You
We could be
make
Cody.
it work.
Me and Alana could be Cody and Kelsey.
You could.
I'm gonna write this
I
down.
could be Noel from here.
You could be Noah. Hello, welcome to Gay Rats.
We're your hosts, Ugo.
Gay and rats.
Not gay and rat.
You're gay
Who's
and
gay
I'm
and who's
rats.
rat? I'm gay. Yeah, I am gay.
You're gay.
But wait, you're gay.
I'm gay.
I'm gay.
Hi, rats. I'm Lydia. I am a lesbian. I identify as a lesbian. I am a white cis woman. My pronouns are she, her. And I guess I'll mention that I do have a stutter also. Yeah, that's part of my identity. So anyway, this is Ugo, my gay friend.
I'm Ugo. I'm Lydia's gay friend. My pronouns are he, him. I am Black and I'm also Latino. I identify on the non-binary spectrum.
Killing it.
And also,
Sexuality?
what?
Sexuality?
Oh yeah, I identify as queer, gay, something like that. And also important to my identity is I'm tragically single and Lydia is taken.
I like that. That's a part of your identity is that I'm taken.
Yeah, no, literally a part of my identity is that all of my friends are in relationships besides me. Every single person around me is like happy and in love, and I'm here like with my broken mirror girly, just hanging out.
I do understand that. I have been there, but not currently. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, Lydia.
And I think part of my identity is that Ugo has been trying to get me to be a lesbian for like 12 years. Yeah. And he's finally done it. I'm finally a lesbian.
Yeah, I guess like brief introduction wise, we are both from the same city in Indiana. We've known each other for like 12 years, which is insane. And now, as of now, Lydia is still in Indiana, which is really embarrassing for her. And I'm in New York City, which is equally embarrassing for very different reasons.
That's really good. Yeah. Yeah, I am still in Indiana. We are some Midwest gays, but Ugo has escaped the Midwest.
I've run.
I have not yet. Dude,
And you'll get there.
I'll get there. I told people at work today that I was doing a podcast tonight, and I felt so cringy. I was so embarrassed just saying it out loud.
This is really embarrassing for us.
It's so embarrassing for us.
Like literally, did that explain your outfit right now? Like you're like literally dressed as like a frat boy who's doing a podcast. Do you want to talk to me about craft beers, Lydia?
The embarrassing thing is that I could talk to you about craft beer. Like I've learned like a little tiny. I could talk to you about cars and craft beer right now, but I won't, Ugo, because I love you.
Thank God. If you talk to me about cars, I would cry for the second time.
I know that you would. Yeah.
Okay, I know this is not our topic, but can I tell you my flat tire story from like when I was in high school?
Oh my God, yeah. I think this is something gay.
This is something gay that happened to me 4 years ago.
Okay.
This is also episode 1, so we have not introduced that theme before. We're gonna start episodes off with what's something gay that happened to you. So something gay that happened to me 4 years ago was I'm a fine driver. I know that gays like are supposedly not able to drive. I'm fine. I'm a little nervous, a little anxious, but I work through it. It's fine. The problem is I don't know how to do anything with a car. Like I barely know how to change my gas, fill up my gas tank. I can't change my oil. I don't know if anything's going on with my car. So I'm driving down like some random shitty road in Indiana. I just like obviously pop my tire. Like it's so obvious. Like I hear a burst and a rumble.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, this is fine. I'm fine. And I just keep driving because like you know our town. We can make it home like in like 10 minutes no matter where you are. Like it'll be fine. So I'm like, it'll be 10 minutes. I'll talk to my dad. We'll figure it out. And by the time I start pulling into my neighborhood, I literally like see smoke on my like car, and I like have to pull over because my car is like barely like it's like wobbling now. It's like bad. I pull over like at the entrance of my neighborhood, and like fully my tire like isn't just like popped, it's like melted. It's like
you cannot drive on a flat tire.
I know. I was trying to ignore it.
You can't just ignore a flat tire. You're like, maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away.
And it didn't. And so I sit there, I'm like frantically Googling how to change a tire until some like nice old man like on like with a pickup truck comes in, like just like stops by, and he's like, I'll help you change your tire. And he like walks me through it, and I learn a lot. And so the next time, that's not the point of the story. Nobody gives a shit about me breaking my tire. So the next time I'm confident I can change the tire now. I'm so certain. And I'm driving home, and like very close to the spot where I popped my tire, or like where I like had to like pull over. There's like this young couple, and they have like a stroller out or like something like that. Like it's very clearly a young couple with a child, and they're pulled over. I'm like, these poor people, like they're probably just traveling. Like I really want to I want to help them. I can do this. Like I don't know if they know how to change a tire, but I pull over, I get out of my car, and I'm like, hey, do you guys need any? And I look and I see this like toddler just taking a shit on the side of the road. And I freeze. And the couple looks over at me, and I'm just staring at them, and they're like, sorry, we're just potty training, we're fine. And I'm like, okay.
There was no flat tire. They're just letting their child shit in public.
They're just letting their child shit on the side of the road.
And you had to witness that, and you had to look at
I saw the whole thing.
Oh my God. I think that's a hate crime.
So that's something that gay that happened to me. What's something gay that happened to you recently?
Recently? Okay, well, I could tell the hookup story that made me realize I was a lesbian.
Easy. Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into our topic of today.
Okay. Yeah. This is something gay, like capital G gay, that made me like confirm. So this was, I'm not going to say any names. So this
please don't.
This was post boyfriend I had that was really Christian. So it was.
Oh yeah.
It was actually kind of in the middle of like Christian boyfriend. Yeah, so like we were on and off. He was abstinent or something. So literally in the middle of that, I had just met this girl who's now currently my girlfriend. I just met her. We were like talking. We were just friends. So I was talking to Christian boy. I was talking to current girlfriend, and then I was talking to this Tinder boy who I met on Tinder because I was bored. You know how that goes. And we were just texting. He was like fine. He was like funny. I was like, yeah, like we could be friends. So we agreed to hang out. I didn't tell anybody.
Oh,
I told my roommates. I was like, hey, I'm going to this boy's house. And they were like, okay. And I was like, if I'm not back by like 10, call me. So I drive to this man's apartment. And oh my God, I haven't talked about this ever, Ugo. This is like rare Lydia lore that you were getting. You're like the first person to hear this whole story because it was so bad.
This is an important moment.
So yeah, and like in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna give men one more chance. I was like, I'm gonna go on one date. I went there with the intention of fucking him. I was like, I'm going to try this and see how it feels. And if it's not good, I'm done. I'm done with boys. So yeah, he comes out and he's like tall as fuck. And I was like, hey, and I was like nervous, and he was nervous though. He was like really nervous, like kind of like too nervous.
Oh.
And I was like trying to be calming, so he brings me in. The apartment is like a fucking shithole.
Oh,
like
no.
The whole kitchen is like disgusting. And he was like, yeah, that's my roommates. Like, we don't really talk. So in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not him. Maybe it's just a bad living situation. So we go straight to his room. It's like tiny. He's got a bed in the corner, a computer in the corner, bunch of clothes, and then like a voiceover like recording booth. And that was it. And yeah, so he like brings me in there. I meet his cat. I'm like petting his cat on the floor for like a while, and he's being like really weird. He's like really nervous. And I was like, dude, it's okay. Like, cool cat. I'm just vibing. Like, how's it going? Yeah. So I'm trying to be like really nice and really like chill, which I normally am. I'm not like not nice, but I was just like trying to make this kid okay. Oh, also,
was he a virgin?
27. He's fully like 27.
Not 27. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was 27. I was 21 at the time. So while I'm there, he tells me that he just recently got out of a 5-year relationship. And I was like, oh. And in my head, I was like, you should have said that. I would have liked to know that. Like, sooner, because he was like gonna get latched on really quick. So like as I'm there, he tells me that he does like voiceover work, and that he like just sent in like some audition, and I was like, cool. And then I noticed a bunch of anime stuff on his walls, in particular One Piece. You know anything about One Piece, Ugo?
I know a little too much about One Piece.
Really?
Unfortunately.
Why?
I used to watch it when I was a kid. It
really?
used to come on TV. And I just know that it's really, really long.
Okay. Is it good?
It's fine. It's really long.
Okay. I didn't know anything. And he had like a dozen posters, like in a row, like framed. And I was like, oh, cool, like cool merch. And he was like, yeah, it's actually One Piece. Like, do you know One Piece? And I was like, no. And he proceeded to talk to me about One Piece for 2 hours, Ugo.
Oh no.
He pulled up YouTube videos. He watched YouTube videos of like certain scenes and explained to me why it was sad. He explained like the context, and I was being so nice, Ugo. I was being so nice. We're in his bed, and I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. Well, and in my head, I was like,
no.
And so then he said some weird shit, dude. This is all blocked out like so hard because I was like so uncomfy. So yeah, it was like we talked.
So what's your review of the show One Piece? What are your thoughts?
He showed me this really weird scene. There's somebody in a boat, somebody died. And
that checks out.
Yeah, it was not great. And in my head, I was plotting my escape. And then, right when I got there, he was like, so do you just want to hook up? Like, are you here just to hook up, or like, do you want to hang out? And I was like, I mean, I came to hang out. I'm not just gonna like, all right, let's just get it, you know? Like, I was like, what do you mean? Like, I just walked in. I'm like, yeah, just stick your dick right in there, and then I'll go. So, so I was like, no, I mean, like, I'm down to hang. And so after we like watched like the One Piece shit, I'm already in my head thinking like, all right, I need to cut this short. And so then we like kiss or whatever. He has like a full beard. He has like a beard and a mustache, and it was like not great.
Oh no.
Like I don't love the beard situation. It was like big, and it was like not feeling good on my face. And so like, so that happened. It was like whatever. And like kissing is kissing. It wasn't great, but it was fine. And then like, oh my God, okay, this is TMI. Like, can I like get into this? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Are you ready to like think about a pussy? Because that's what you're gonna have to do.
I'm emotionally prepared.
Okay, I'm glad that you're emotionally prepared to think about a pussy. So I thought maybe he would have experience from his 5 years dating a girl. No.
Yeah.
No. He proceeds to like try to like finger me. I'm not touching him, you know, like I never touched his dick or anything.
Yeah. He
like put his hand in my pants and like, okay, so like you don't have the clit. So here's the clit, right? And there's like there's like a hood around it. And normally you don't touch just the clit because it's so sensitive. It's like the tip of a dick where it's so sensitive. Yeah. This man proceeds to, instead of just like going slow, he like got in there and aggressively was like, and I literally went like I fucking jumped back and like tried to play it off as if like I was into, I don't know. I panicked. No. I never had a man do that. I've never had a man like try to like just attack the clit, just maul that bitch. And I just like made an excuse. Like I just kind of like moved and like pulled my pants up. Like I was like, oh my God, you know? No. I think I just like kissed him instead. And I was like, and then Ugo, I was so desperate to get out of there. And the only lie I can think of is I was like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. I have to take my birth control at 9 o'clock. And I left it at home. So I have to go home. And I don't know if he bought it. I just like stood up and I was like, oh shit. I'm so sorry, but I just totally forgot. I have to take my meds at 9. And he was like, oh, and I like started getting myself like, yeah, I have to go. And he was like, can I like walk you out? And like, I was like, yeah, sure. So he like walks me out and he's like trying to get me to stay. And I'm like, no, like I really have to go. And I'm like at my car, I'm like unlocking it. And he tried to be like hot. And he was like, well, let me just like leave you with this. And he like kisses me and puts his hand in my pants again. Without no. And I was like, okay, all right. And I I got a car and I drove away and I never told anybody. And I got home and I deleted my Tinder. And he texted me immediately and said, wait, I hope I still have it. He would not stop texting me.
That is a mess. I was expecting a bad hookup story, but that is brutal.
I know, and we didn't even hook up is the thing, you know, because it was so bad and I was so triggered. Okay, I think I might have deleted it. Okay, but anyway, he texted me like the next day and says to me like, hey, so I like you more than I thought that I would. Like I have like more romantic feelings than I thought I would.
Oh, no.
And I was
not
like,
after you sitting there listening to him talk about One Piece.
I was like, just let this just let me ghost you, you know? And so then I think I lied and said I had to move home because of COVID. I'm the worst. I just panicked. I didn't know what to do. He was like kind of crazy. Like he like got really attached to me. And like kept wanting to hang out and kept asking me when I was free next. And I was like, I'm moving.
And you said, I'm actually leaving the state, changing my name and adopting
my number. Path. Like, do not contact this number again. So I just leave his number and ghosted him. And I'm talking. Should I look him up? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I want to see what he's up to now.
I think I still know his name. Hold on.
Oh my God. Lydia, if I have a thing for J names, you have a thing for names of men who like are in your Christian youth group. Like very that.
You're so right. So yeah, after that, like I got home, my roommates were like, "How was it?" And I was like, "I think I'm gay." And they were like, "Oh."
Oh my God.
Yeah, because in my head I was like, that is it. Like I felt
Yeah.
so uncomfy and not attracted to him. Yeah, and so that's kind of what solidified the fact that I was done pursuing men and I was going to start talking to Elena more. And Elena is
That's
my
huge.
girlfriend. And yeah.
That's so huge.
Here's Henry. Hi, baby.
We have a guest on the pod.
Here's a guest on the pod. His name is Henry.
Oh, hi, Henry. What's something gay that happened to you?
He said, "Hi, Henry."
That's really true.
That's my nephew. He's fat and chunky.
I love him a lot.
Yeah, so that was my only Tinder experience.
Wow.
Like, I know
not a good one.
Yeah, I know you've had more experiences with hookup apps in general. What are your thoughts on like Tinder and Grindr?
Yeah, I think hookups, like Tinder, Grindr, they're complicated, you know. I think that they're a good place to meet people. Like, I mean, I've had some good experiences like on both, etc., like with Hinge, Bumble, etc. Mostly Tinder and Grindr, I'd say. But I mean, I think that they're impersonal, like, I don't know, they're like for every like good conversation you have or person who like was worth like the effort, there's like 1,000 like mediocre conversations or weirdos or like and like even in the best case it's like you talk to somebody like you like kind of make plans to hook up or something and then you like don't go through with it, you know, or but like there's just like a lot of weirdos on those places too. Like I don't know, apparently this isn't like common knowledge, like maybe it is, like it obviously is for like MLM people, you know, but less so for others. But like Grindr is a wasteland. Like it's not like Tinder where you swipe and stuff. Like you just see everybody. You have exact like feet location of where everybody is. Like here, I will pull up my Grindr to tell you where the nearest person is. I'm also in New York City, so it's going to be like 10 feet away.
Oh my God.
Like
That's
literally,
terrifying.
it's like, yeah, the nearest person is 149 feet away. You can tell when they are online. You can just like look at them, like just like their profile is just there, just a shirtless man.
That is built so different.
Yeah, and you can just message people
like that
whenever you want.
That's just built for hookups.
Yeah, it's built for sexual assault. Like it's built for sexual harassment. But it's like, unfortunately, that's like the only surefire way to know that somebody's gay and like is around you, you know? So it's like that's the best way to meet gay people, but it's also the best way to meet freaks and weirdos who are gonna like send you like dick pics unsolicited, you know?
But that's so fucked too, because it's like that exists for the MLM community, but like not for women. Like there's not this obsession with hookups and like immediate really like different. Sex in the lesbian community. Like there's no app where I can just go see shirtless women near me. And it's so fucked the way that gay men have that kind of environment. Like
I mean
pushed onto them.
Yeah, I think it's the way that we're socialized, you know. I think it like speaks to like and like I don't want to like break everything down into like a simplistic binary, obviously, but it's like I think that men and people who are socialized as men, like and experience that, like are just taught to value things differently, you know. It's like that's like part, and I will save this for later on the pod, but you already know my issue with heterosexual relationships. I think they're fundamentally doomed.
Oh my God, I have so many issues about heterosexuality. And I have thoughts. Oh my God,
will be a separate episode for us.
Can't wait to talk to you about that. I can't wait.
But it's like fundamentally the way men are socialized to value like relationships. Like one time, I can't remember who it was. I'm going to go ahead and credit Natalie Wynn on YouTube ContraPoints, but it might not have been her, but I'm assuming everything I say is just like her thought repurposed, but it's fine.
Love that.
Anyways, but it's like oftentimes men hook up with like straight men hook up with women to impress their guy friends because hooking up shows that you're socially desirable. It's a social capital. And similarly, I think that men are taught that too, you know, it's like all types of men, even gay men, bi men, queer men, and people who are socialized as men, even if they no longer identify as it. I think that there's an element of our worth tied into our sexuality in a really unique way that I think is different for women. I don't like, it's not to say that women don't experience that. I think they just experience it differently. It's not about like conquering, you know? And so it's like when you, oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I've never thought about it that way because people being socialized as men tie sexuality to currency, where people socialize as women, it's tied to your worth. You know, like they are the prize to be won, you know what I mean? And that is damaging in two different ways. That creates these two different environments of like Grindr versus like there is no place for lesbians to meet each other.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So it's like obviously like Grindr only works for men because it's like, and I don't want to exclude, there are trans people, trans men, women, non-binary people on Grindr too, but Grindr is so successful because like men have have less like natural like safety precautions, I guess. Like most women are not going to sign up for something like Grindr where people can know your location. You're going to get serial killed.
Yeah,
like you just are
get serial killed.
Yeah. And so it's like Grindr only works for men because men treat it like sex like a commodity, like a marketplace, and there's no risk, you know. And then on the other hand, it's like that's where a lot of like heterosexual relationships have problems because men treat women like objects and women expect emotional intelligence from men that they aren't socialized to admit, you know. They just aren't prepared to give.
Yes, also
and like obviously hashtag not all men, like hashtag you're right gamergate, whatever, I don't know, disclaimers. But like, you know, it's like there are trends and I think that those are real.
Yeah. Also not to play into stereotypes, but if there were an app just for lesbians, no one would talk to each other. Nothing would get done. Nothing would. My experience on gay Tinder was literally the only people who answered me were fucking bottoms who would say like I'd be like, hey, you're gorgeous, and they'd be like, oh my god, thank you, ooh, ooh, like emoji, and that's it. And then I'd be like, yeah, what's your like, what are you up to, you know, and no answer. Like the only people who answered me were my current girlfriend, people who I know in real life who were like, hey, and that was it. So yeah, not to be hashtag not all women, hashtag not all lesbians, but if there were a Grindr for lesbians, no one would have sex.
Yeah, that's okay, I know that you met like on a dating app, but how do you think like queer women meet each other? Like do you like they're meeting somewhere? Like
that is a great question.
How do queer women hookups happen?
Yeah, that is a great question. I've been reading this series recently. I've been reading The Ex-Girlfriend of My Ex-Girlfriend is My Girlfriend. And it's like advice on queer dating, love, and friendship. It's by Maddie Court. They go by Xena Warrior Princess on all platforms. And she has this series of like 3 zines that she published a long time ago that like now are like books. And a lot of the questions are from young lesbians being like, how do I find queers? How do I meet anyone who's a lesbian? Because it's just me, you know? And yeah, she recommended like gay bars if you're of age. Like that is like surefire way to find lesbians is like lesbian bars, which are going extinct, by the way, but whole different, you know, thing. And also just like queer spaces in your school or community, like classic gay interests, you know, like shows that you like the L Word, like if you want to like find people who watch that and talk about that.
Go up to strangers on the street and say, hey, do you like the L Word?
And if they say yes, they're lesbian. date, kiss.
Yeah, that's our podcast approved strategy. Walk up to people, ask them if they like whatever queer show you're watching.
Yeah.
Say, hey, do you like She-Ra?
Yes.
If they say
She-Ra.
yes, just start making out.
Yeah. That's literally it. It's like there's no lesbian spaces. There's nothing. And also social media is like the way I think things happen now is
okay.
So yeah, on the topic of hookups, do you have any particularly bad hookup or funny hookup that you
let me think. So I've had an abundance of bad hookups. It's kind of like a meme between us that I've never had a normal date. That's still true. I'm trying to think of my worst hookups. Okay, so this one was a good hookup, but it is kind of funny. And also, okay, it's fine. There are some other context that you need, but we'll fill those out later. Find one of the other podcast episodes whenever they're released. We'll tell those other stories. But so it was during the beginning of the panini. We, everybody was like antsy. It was like when we were like back like on campus. So I was a senior in college. We haven't said it, by the way. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but we haven't said it anyway before. But I'm 22.
I'm also 22.
You're also 22. Yeah. So yeah, we just graduated, but it was my senior year during the fall. And like barely anybody was on campus. Everything was like remote. And I was like getting antsy and like I just tested negative. I'm like, okay, I need to like get my pussy out there, like very, very like out there. And so I was like, but I'm gonna be responsible. I'm not just gonna meet like one of these like random men who just like are on Grindr. So I'm on Grindr, I'm talking to people, I'm making sure that they're like normal and sane before like meeting up with them, and that they're like practicing like precautions in the best way that they can. They're looking for like one like buddy like during this time, right? I meet this researcher. He's like a grad student. He works at on my campus. Yeah, I went to Penn, whatever. Don't stalk me or something. I don't know. But anyways, so he worked at like for Penn Med. And so I was like, oh, he's a medical professional. He's safe. And also I need to thank my essential workers, And so I was like, I'll bust it down for him. And so I meet him. He's like, actually, I can't host. And I'm like, I can't host, but I'm not going to bring a stranger into my home and infect everybody. And so he's like, well, I do have access to like the Penn Med buildings right now. And I'm like, easy. So this is another Ugo bathroom story.
I love this saga of Ugo bathroom stories.
I have a lot of Ugo bathroom stories, but this time I meet up with him. Like the whole building's like completely empty, right? And so he takes me to like this like private like bathroom kind of thing. It like locks. There's like a lot of space. Like it's like just like a big private bathroom kind of area, right? And so we hook up there. It was very nice. He was working with some very lovely material.
Okay. Okay.
I had a good time.
Good.
And yeah, so first time it was really good. I was like, oh yeah, we should do this again. And he was like, yeah, sure. As soon I pull out like my Grindr after to like text him or something, blocked immediately. I was like, oh my God.
What?
Like, this is wild, right? And I was like, oh, well, maybe he like deleted his account or something, right? And like still maybe true, right? Cut to like a week later, I get a message on Grindr. I'm like not even on it, right? So like Grindr, it tells you like when you're online or not. So most people only message people when they're online, because they're trying to get like dick down ASAP. But like I'm not even online. I haven't opened Grindr in days. He like messages me. He's like, hey. And I'm like,
my God. What? And you're like, hey, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, literally. So that's the issue, because it's like I was already kind of feeling like I can't like meet up with another guy after meeting up with this guy. Like that's problematic. Like then I'm a super spreader,
Yeah,
it's like meeting up with one person, that's allowed. And so with that in mind, despite the fact that this man already blocked me, I said, yeah, I'll meet up again. Round 2, another bathroom.
Another bathroom? Wait, same bathroom or different bathroom?
Same bathroom. Same bathroom. So this time, so there are also like shower stalls, and so we like do it. Then we like shower together.
Nice.
And even though the door locks, somebody walks in because they have like a key for it. So somebody walks in while we're like showering, and we have to like close the door. He like lifts me up because he's also like super muscular. So he like
Oh my God.
hoists me up so like people can't see my feet on under it.
Yeah.
And like only can see his if anybody's looking. He's just like holding me, and like we start making out again. It's really hot.
Oh
like
my
the person
God.
like leaves. Yeah, and then so we luckily don't get caught this time.
That is for another episode.
Another episode. Yeah. He says like, "Oh, thanks for a good time." Blocked. I'm like, what is going on this day? Yeah. And so the third time he hits me up, I do not respond.
No.
I decide to have dignity this time.
What did
but
he
I was like,
say?
why are you like hitting me up again if you're gonna block me? Like what is this mentality?
Okay. Do you think that he's like closeted or something and like has to be super secretive?
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like he could have like gotten my phone number or something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, because
like he seemed quite nice.
Like the only sane reason I can think of for him blocking you is like if he has to leave like no trace and he blocks everybody, you know?
I guess so.
But that's super weird.
It was wild.
Wonder where he's at.
I'm probably still doing research for Penn.
And probably still blocking everyone.
Don't look him up. People, any viewers at home, please don't stop this man. Don't
find this man. Do not go. I wonder if anyone who goes to Penn or IU will like find our podcast.
I pray to God. Well, I literally after this is posted, I'm gonna like cut it up and I'm gonna like do marketing on it on TikTok. We're gonna become TikTok famous.
If anyone can, we can.
No, it's a long-standing journey to try to get you to become TikTok famous.
Yeah. I've got some TikToks. I've got some views, couple of views.
You got some.
Couple hundred.
That's all you need. You have to do more controversial stuff. People love controversy.
You're right. Should we like start saying like some awful things in this podcast and like post a clip like of like us saying like we hate women, we hate trans people.
Should I do a Ben Shapiro impression? Should I just be Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, and then put it on TikTok. And then when they find our podcast, and then they're like, oh, no, they're just gays.
Yeah. So the thing about my wife is that she has a very dry pussy. And she's a doctor, so that's medically okay. And hypothetically, if you also have a dry pussy, you're valid because my doctor wife said so. I'm Ben Shapiro and I approve this message.
I'm Ben Shapiro. You heard it here first. That's Ben Shapiro and he approves this message. That dry pussies are allowed and for sure does not mean that she's not attracted to you.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Look, I mean, that shout out to Lydia's hookup in particular.
Because I was so dry. I didn't give him permission at all. Like he just like got his hand in there. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not emotionally prepared for this.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I wonder how many men in my life have like noticed that I was like so dry. Like never once aroused. Never once was I aroused. I wonder if they were like, I wonder if this means that I should stop.
That's really unfortunate. I'll say that much, at least.
I know. Yeah, I've got a whole vault of like fucked up sex stories.
Okay, Lynn. Hookups. Would you? I know you're in a relationship. Do you see yourself ever hooking up again? Like doing anything like that?
Good question. No, and I don't think it was for me even when I was single. Okay. Because that was kind of what I tried with this Tinder boy is like I never had the hoe face because I entered college with a long-term boyfriend, which I would not recommend, especially if you're a lesbian. But I never had a chance to be like single. Like I had been in back-to-back like relationships for a lot, most of my formative years. All of my teenage years, I was dating somebody. So I never got to like wild out. I never got to experiment. So I was on Tinder trying to find just people to hook up with and see what I liked and see what how I felt about it. But after that hookup experience, I was like, I don't think it's for me. I don't experience sexual attraction that way where I'm like, I have to have sex with this person right now. It's gonna be so good, and then I'm gonna never talk to him again. I feel like I get attached, or like I need to like care about somebody. I don't know. And like my girlfriend is kind of the same way, so that's why it works with her.
For sure.
And
that makes a lot of sense.
We didn't hook up. Like we didn't have sex till after we started dating.
That's very wholesome. That's very like Christian youth group of you.
I know. I don't even know why. It's just like both of us were so gay panicked. Every time we saw each other, I was like so nervous that I could barely function, let alone make a move. So yeah, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm missing out that much from hookup culture, especially as a lesbian in Indiana. It was like hard to find people who would want to fuck me. But
for sure.
Also, I don't plan on being single anytime soon. So
fingers crossed for you, bestie.
Thank you. Okay, we have to do a whole episode about Taylor Swift because I know you have thoughts and I know I have thoughts.
I love that woman with my life.
That should have been part of your intro. Is like, I'm Ugo, I'm gay, I'm Black, and I'm a Swiftie.
My primary identifier is that I'm a Swiftie.
Your
I'm
primary.
A Swiftie. My name is Ugo.
Excuse me. I thought that your primary identity was that you were a Lydia stan first, human second, Ugo third.
Queen. All I know is that Taylor drops her singles. I'm still waiting.
Expose. I feel that honestly, she's dropped so many albums. She deserves your stanness.
It's like, look, you guys are in a neck and neck battle. I think that if you drop something, like you'll beat her out. But it's like my queen is feeding me. I'm living off of crumbs.
You are living off of that one YouTube video that I sent you that you have access to, and no one else. Like you've been living on that for years.
Literally that. I know. Literally, this is how down bad I am, Lydia. I went back and I watched your live recording with Ollie because it has the song about you that's like that she made you sing without you knowing, and that's the only recording of that anywhere, and it was stuck in my head, and I was like, I'm gonna have to listen to this whole ass concert just to hear fucking and you are horrid, you're so unkind. Okay, wait, on the topic of hookups, two of my friends, we can bleep their names, they like made fun of me because I said for $30 I think I'd sleep with anybody.
Okay. Oh no.
Because we were talking, it was like when we really hated one of our roommates, like we just did not have a good relationship with him. We were talking about hooking up with people or something like that, or like, and I was like, I'll be honest, for $30 or it was like somebody was like, it would take me like literally $500,000 or something like that, and then that was, and Luke was like maybe like 2,000. And I was like,
oh my God,
these are crazy.
Those are crazy numbers, but also 30
give me
a little low.
Ugo, give me a bus token.
Ugo, I'm gonna be real. Value yourself a little more, please, King.
$30 is so much. You can buy 2 sweet cream bowls, 3 Chipotles.
Okay, I think
it's like it's like 7 minutes of your life. $30. What is that?
Oh no!
Like,
I think I would kiss anyone for like $5. But
I would kiss anybody. I would kiss most people for free.
Okay. If they're like a hot girl, yeah. But like anyone.
Okay. I would not kiss anyone for $5.
If I were to
like anyone?
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, okay. He's the exception to everything, though.
That's really valid. Okay. Joseph Biden.
Depends on how
Our
long.
president.
Yeah.
What?
It would depend on how long I have to kiss them for.
Oh, that's fair.
I think sleeping with, I would charge more, though. Like, I think sleeping with anyone, solid hundo.
Yeah, that's valid. Okay, I will say, I mean, I would charge more if I thought I could get more out of it.
Yeah.
But like, I think I think anybody our age, any peer, no matter how much I dislike them, like I think like max, and like I would have to feel like I would have to hate this person. Like $60, maybe. That's so much. That sounds like too much. Even when I say
not too much. Jesse, it's not too much.
I'm like, that is a lot of money.
You are worth so much more than $60.
It's like, but
that pussy is worth so much more.
It's like, just think about it. It's like, if you're making $60 and it's like, what? It's like 20 minutes. It's like you aren't paying for like the whole experience. You're just paying to like bang, right? So it's like if it's max 20 minutes.
Yeah.
$60 times 3 is what? I can't do math. $180 an hour?
Yeah.
Girl.
Okay. You're right.
Girl. That is a salary.
You're so right. If there were like round rules, like, okay, I'm guaranteed no STDs, like guaranteed safe sex, guaranteed no pregnancy, sure. Like with penis in vagina, like that kind of sex.
Yeah.
If I was guaranteed, like no risk,
Yeah.
Also, if there's like a max time limit, I wouldn't do anything for $60.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm thinking, because it's like, I like this person in particular. Like, I guess I'm not thinking about like exceptions, like people who are particularly like unclean or like especially unattractive. It's like, I'm just thinking about like the average Joe Schmo. Like, this guy was like perfectly normal, like maybe not my type, like kind of nerdy engineering boy, right? Undoubtedly a virgin. It's like, I'd throw it back. It doesn't really matter. I have nothing better going on today.
Yeah, I'd throw it back.
It's like, why not?
I love that Ugo quote of the day is, I'd throw it back.
Yeah, I'd throw it back.
Because my most recent favorite Ugo quote of the day is in my phone. It's from a while ago, but I was looking it up today. I've got, once again, I am begging you to move to Philly.
That's a good one.
I also have, imagine me in whiteface, Lydia. I would be so powerful. And then I've got I said, are we old? And you went, I don't know how to access the top 40, Lydia. Of course we're old.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, top 5 quotes.
What was the one? It was when we smoked before going to the IHOP. You said something and it sent me to the moon. Was
that when you and me were with Elaine?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out Elaine.
Ellie. Shout out. Ellie's gonna watch this podcast.
Oh, she fucking better.
She better.
Elaine, if you're not listening,
congrats on losing your virginity.
Congrats on, oh my god, you have to tell that like virgin pack story sometime.
Oh my god. Can I get them as guests on the pod?
We should get them as guests on the
pod. Just as like the virginity story.
Wow, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, good for her. The shout out of the day goes to Elaine's V card. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, you absolute legend.
Oh my god.
Shout out of the day goes to Ellie.
Yeah.
You better be watching.
Second shout out of the day goes to my roommate who I would fuck for $30.
Yeah. That's good. I feel like that's a good place to cut it.
Yeah, I feel really good about that.
Okay.
Okay, right. We'll figure out how to edit this.
Yes.
We'll put it together. But
definitely. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Thanks for listening. Signing off, the Gay Rats.